The horned curassow, Pauxi unicornis, or southern helmeted curassow, is a species of bird in the family Cracidae found in humid tropical and subtropical forests. It was first described by James Bond and Rodolphe Meyer de Schauensee in 1939 from a specimen collected in Bolivia, and further birds that were described from Peru in 1971 were thought to be a new subspecies. However, the taxonomical position, as subspecies or independent species, of the birds found in Peru in 1971 is unclear. The horned curassow is originally described as endemic to Bolivia. It is a large, predominantly black bird with a distinctive casque on its forehead. It is an uncommon bird with a limited range and is suffering from habitat loss, and the International Union for Conservation of Nature has rated its conservation status as being critically endangered. In 1937, while in Bolivia, Mr. René Carricker found two birds, a male and female, which were in the Cracidae family. The specimens were subsequently described as a new species by James Bond and Rodolphe Meyer de Schauensee in 1939 and given the scientific name Pauxi unicornis, placing it in a genus Pauxi alongside the species P. pauxi. In 1969, another two birds, again a male and female, were discovered which resembled those found by Mr. Carricker in 1937. However, this time they were found in Peru a long way from the previous P. unicornis discoveries in Bolivia. These Peruvian specimens were described by John Wesky and John Terborg in 1971 as a new subspecies of P. unicornis, which they named in honor of Maria Coep. Although the consensus at the time of discovery for P. unicornis to be a species with two subspecies in the genus Pauxi, many different suggestions have been made since. Some suggestions relate to the grouping of species and subspecies within the genus Pauxi. In 1943, Wetmore and Phelps described a new subspecies of the closely related P. pauxi called P. gilliardi. When Wetmore and Phelps looked at the three Pauxi forms known at the time, they concluded that P. gilliardi was an intermediate form between P. pauxi and P. unicornis. As a result of this, they grouped all three forms into a single species, with unicornis becoming a subspecies of Pauxi. This position was subsequently rejected by Charles Vory, who argued that P. pauxi and P. unicornis were not conspecific. When Wesky and Terborg discovered the subspecies Coepkii, they concluded Pauxi and unicornis should be considered separate species. Additional studies by Gastonaga and co-authors in 2011 considered Coepkii to be a wholly distinct species on the basis of a somewhat smaller and more triangular crest and different vocalizations. Gastonaga et al. Also coined the name Curassow as an English name for the bird in their 2011 paper. The name used by the local inhabitants for the bird is Pierre. Other taxonomic suggestions discuss whether the genus Pauxi should stand alone or be grouped with other genera. In 1965, François Vuillaumier suggested the Pauxi species should be moved into a single genus alongside all the other species in the closely related genera Mitu, Crax, and Nothocrax. Just 2 years later, Charles Vory opposed this lumping of species and argued that Pauxi, Mitu, Crax, and Nothocrax should each be their own genera. Not content with either of these two options, Delacour and Amadon suggested that Pauxi and Mitu should indeed be grouped with Crax, but that Nothocrax was distinct enough to be its own genus. Many subsequent authors followed Vory, Delacour, and Amadon in having Nothocrax as a sister clade to Pauxi, Mitu, and Crax, while most have followed Vory in having the three other clades as three distinct genera. Mitochondrial analysis conducted in 2004 suggests that P. unicornis is a sister species to Mitu tuberosum, while the other Pauxi species, P. pauxi, is sister to the combined Mitu and P. unicornis clade. This means the genus Pauxi is not monophyletic but paraphyletic, and to resolve this parsimoniously, the genus Pauxi should be sunk into synonymy with Mitu. The paraphily of Pauxi could be due to incomplete lineage sorting, where a gene tree is inconsistent with its species tree. However, this phenomenon should be less prevalent in deep phylogenetic splits, i.e. between genera. Because of this, Pereira et al. Conclude incomplete lineage sorting is unlikely to account for the paraphyletic Pauxi genera because, according to their own analysis, Mitu and Pauxi diverged approximately 6.5 Maya. The horned curassow is among the largest Cracidae species. It measures 85 to 95 centimeters, 33 to 37 in length. Body mass in large males is up to 3.7 to 3.9 kilograms, 8.2 to 8.6 pounds, and only the great curassow is heavier amongst the Cracidae, although the black curassow and the closely related helmeted curassow are around the same length. Among standard measurements, the wing chord is 38.1 to 40.2 centimeters, 15.0 to 15.8 in, the tail is 31 to 34.8 centimeters, 12.2 to 13.7 in, and the tarsus is 10 to 10.8 centimeters, 3.9 to 4.3 in. It has a distinctive horn or casque on the forehead which projects for over 6 centimeters. The plumage is generally black, but lacks a blue sheen in primary feathers, and has a white belly, thigh tufts, and undertail coverts. The tail also has white tips. The horned curassow is threatened by habitat loss. Until 2004, the horned curassow was classified as vulnerable by the IUCN Red List due to a small and declining population, but was changed to endangered in 2005 due to an estimated smaller range and greater risk from human activities. In Bolivia, the potential habitat of subspecies P. unicornis may cover an area of 4,000 square kilometers, including the national parks, Amboro, Curassow, and Isobaro Secure. Despite concentrated field work, there are many parts of this potential habitat in which no individuals have found. For example, the most northwest 2,000 square kilometers,